I'm back where I was digging before here at the dump, and I'm going to get right down to it. I've lost some time. It's hell to get here. So let me start off and see what we can find. So that's... Well, my first significant find here is this powder bottle. Probably had a powder pour spout, so that's a good one. I've been finding, here's a paneled, a different looking kind of ketchup bottle, a 38 it looks like. So you've got that and that, and so let's keep on going. Well, we got several bottles showing here, as you can see. So let's dig them out and see what they are. First of all, let's get this bottle out. It's just a plain oval, nothing really spectacular there. We got a broken jar. That's typical. Well, this depth goes sort of deep down here, so I'm expecting there's a cold cream. What is this? What was this? No, I don't believe this. A Pepsi. Huh. There's got to be more of them in here. Look at that. That's almost worth it to put together. Holy crap. Well, let's see what's down in here. Okay, now I got my timer working here. This is a mess. My first soda bottle is a knee-high. And it's not that great of a soda, but I got one, and I got to look for those Pepsis. They're in here somewhere. So let's look for them, okay? Well, I got to show you what I dug up before it gets a little too over my head here. I came up with this embossed bottle, Sawyer's, made in USA. Look that up and find out what that is. We got a blue bottle for milk and magnesia, a pertussin, and a whole bunch of little medicines. And that's what I'm coming up with so far. I've got all this to dig, so let me keep going with that. Well, I've been walking around. I really haven't been doing too well. The sodas are around, but they're all broken. I put my shovel in the ground, and this popped up, and it's a soda I never heard of, Weeks. And I might dig around here, because there are sodas. And South Carolina, but I don't know what the... St. Matthews. Huh. Well, that's a cool one. Weeks. I'll buy it. Let me hang around here, dig a little bit more, and maybe I'll come up with another soda that I don't have. Okay, well, I'm not totally skunked. Weeks. Well, never underestimate where a burrowing rodent will dig up. And here, I just noticed, you got... This is a vapocrystalline, and it has poison nubs on it, so that's cool. I didn't have to dig that one. Vapocrystalline is right there. And you can see, you know, they throw things out, but there's so much of it that you really don't need to notice. But, yeah, look for the rodent home. Okay, we are back again talking about things I dug up from the dump the other day, and it was an interesting day. It rained on me a little bit, so I didn't spend that much time as I wanted to, but that's all right. Like I said, I don't really need all the bottles that I find, and but these turned out to be pretty cool. Let me start out with the soda bottles, and for they're the ones that I don't need to talk too much about. The first, of course, is the knee-high. If you know about knee-high bottling, it went through a lot. It started out as Chericola, and it ended up being RC. But during the 20s and the 30s, and even the 40s, it was knee-high from Columbus, Georgia. This is a very common bottle. Now, when I talk about common, only to people who either collect bottles on a pretty good scale, large scale, or people who dig bottles, who come across them a lot. Other than that, you're not going to find these on any shelf, or hard to find them even in flea markets. They stopped making this particular bottle in about 1939, so this is sort of toward the end of its tenure. The patent here, this is the last of the kind that they were making in this kind, and if people look and they'll say, oh, it's a patent, and they'll see 1925. Well, that's when this bottle was designed, in 1925. Knee-high wasn't really it was Chericola for a long time. So there you have that one. The next one, of course, the bracer. I find these all the time. And this one here, I wanted to make a point. You'll find a lot of soda bottles in pretty good condition, except for one little thing. They'll have a little chip on their lip. This makes them unsellable. They can't be used again. They can't have the cap sealed on them any longer. So they are discarded, regardless of how good the rest of the bottle is. And generally, when this occurs, when you see this, somebody tried opening the bottle either by prying it open on a car handle, or a chest of drawers, something like that, a pen knife or something. They didn't have an opener. Sometimes they did break even with an opener. So, but that's what that's all about. When they tried to open it, a little crack, a little chip came out, and that was the end of the bottle. And other than that, the bottle's in good shape. The bottle that I was really excited to find was this soda bottle from St. Matthews, South Carolina, the Week soda bottle. Now that name, by the way, is big up there. There was Weeks this and Weeks that. So I wasn't surprised that there was a bottling company that was Weeks. They bottled Coke up there. I have never found a Coca-Cola bottle, a straight side, or at least in 1915. It's a small town. Nothing really spectacular about it. It's about maybe 100 miles from where I've dug this. It's not too far from Orangeburg. So that is the Weeks soda bottle. It's a cool bottle. It's see what the ounces on here. They usually tell you. This bottle gives you very little information outside of the fact that it's made in St. Matthews and it's the Week soda. Nothing else. But I think it's the same size as the knee-high, and the knee-high is a boy. This is a minimal. See, knee-high, Columbus. This is one of those But this one is 9 fluid ounces, so this one could be one of those 12 fluid, 9 fluid, you know. It looks about the same to me. So let's switch over now to the whiskey. We only have one today, and this is one I dug the day last week, but I left it there, and I have found no information on this. This bottle says mellow as moonlight, and it has a embossed moon, and it looks like the ocean. There's waves and even maybe birds flying there. So interesting bottle, late 30s, federal law. Not much more to say. I couldn't find any information on it. I don't know if anybody's ever found this bottle before. I don't know how many they made and what kind of whiskey went into it, but cool. I like that embossing. I usually don't keep federal laws, like I said, unless there's something special, and this one does have a lot going for it. Other than that, the only information that I could find on any of the bottles here was this one here, this medicine, this chemical bottle, and this is San Mateo, not San Mateo, not like the city is California. This is San Mateo. Owen Chemical Works, Ode Chemical Works, I'm sorry, New York. And this here, this little bottle, I went down the rabbit hole with this one. I'll be honest with you, because I found out that it was a medicine for people who are incontinent, I think, who have to pee a lot, and this had all kinds of exotic ingredients. Palmetto was one of them. I think the other one was going to be, I don't know, sandalwood. A whole kind. It was 3 or 4 pretty odd things that apparently helped with incontinence. This is Owens, Illinois, and it's a 38, I think. So interesting. And the reason I went down the rabbit hole, because I wanted to find out more about what it was used for. At the time, I could not. They had pictures of the packaging. I couldn't read it, so I went and I saw on the packaging there was Ode Chemical Company, so I went through Ode. They had it, OD, that was in there, and I went through them. Then they were bought out by McGold and Harmon, New York, and then they were bought out by Peacock and Sultan Company in Illinois, I think, St. Louis. So this company changed hands several times, this product, and it went on all the way up into the 40s, so or the 50s, and it kept pretty much its basic shape. So that's what it was. It was a medicine for people who had a weak bladder, from what I can gather. The other bottle I found information on is pinoli. Now, I first thought, what kind of ink is this? But this is an atomizer, a bottle. It would have a mechanism, a cap with a pipe with a rubber, and it had a little nozzle here, and you stuck it in your nose and you squeezed the atomizer, the pump, and it shot in the pinolium. And it was for catarrh, congestive complaints, and this company went through a whole bunch too. It was bought out eventually. It started in 1900 or thereabouts, and it was independent all the way up until the late 1930s, when Chesborough Vaseline Company took over, and they carried it for the 30s and the 40s, but they bought it in 1929, this company, and they carried it all the way into 1946, where eventually this company, they just dissolved it, and they no longer needed it anymore. So it goes from about 1900 or so, and this is a very plain version of this. There's emerald green, and they're usually embossed on the front, and the older ones are a lot cooler. This is a fairly generic, probably very late 30s version of it, but that's what that is, pinoli atomizer. Everything else, there's not much to talk about. I picked up another sort of catarrh remedy, bipocrystalline. This was, and it's an older bottle. It's made before 1929 with the Owens mark on it. And again, it was used in a lamp contraption that you put this on a plate, and the little flame ignited the fumes, and you breathe it in all night. Very dangerous situation, I would assume. And it's not, because it is poison. You know, you're not supposed to ingest it at all. Just smell it. This bottle, of course, we all know and love, and it is Chattanooga Medicine Company. But the reason I picked this one up, beside of its size and its shape, is that usually we would talk about Black Draft, which was one of their big sellers. But this one was another big thing. It was a woman's complaint medicine, and it is McClare's Cardew. And Cardew was a plant. It was a herb that came from South America, and it was used in this concoction for women's complaints. And it's very generic. This bottle is probably early 40s, late 30s, and it went on all the way up to the 50s. So this thing was around a while. They're still in business. We talked about them before. And everything else, well, you know about it. Picked up some marbles. And the thing about these marbles, as like everything else around the South, these are conducive to the South because these are undersized peewee type marbles. They're very small, smaller than the average marble that you'd buy in a bag. It seems as though that most marbles that I find down here in the South are peewees, and I don't know who made these. I wouldn't know. They could be champions. They could be. They're not Marble Kings. They're probably Peltiers or champions or something like that. Who made these small, little swirly marbles? So there you have my marble collection for the day. So there you go. That's what I have. That's what I found the other day, and I'll be out there again. What I'm going to do, I think, because I don't have many places to go digging, and that's generally what I like to do. So maybe once a week I will run up to the dump or go out and find a homestead and report to you. If I can do it twice a week, you'll be lucky, because it's just too much for me. I have a lot of other things going on. I keep this up because I like to fill you in on a history of this stuff. So I will be doing it, but generally it will be once a week. It might be a video one every 10 days maybe. It all depends on when I get it out. I'm not really pressed for time. I'm not on a schedule. I'm not making money doing this. I'm just doing it out of the love for the craft of digging bottles. And I will be out the end of this week or next week. So until then, have a great day and enjoy the great weather. Bye.